Welcome back to Liberty Tree Gaming. We are once again in Trosky Castle. And people seem to be mad at me. I don't know why. In the last episode, we did some crawling around the castle at night and raiding of various chests, trying to get rid of these demons of Trosky. Yeah, so we sprinkled some holy water around the this part of the castle and found a lot of good treasure. And Osina had us look in the chamber pot for demons, apparently. And yeah, so in turn we actually stole all of his money and gear from his chest. So, how you doing, Osina?
The place you sent me to was just another privy. I'm starting to lose my patience.
Oops, excuse me and my befuddled mind, I've messed up again.
You're just messing with me. People are scared, rumours are spreading, and you're sending me from one privy to another.
It was just a little misunderstanding.
Where the hell are these demons? Tell me.
Look around the staircase leading to the Scribe's chamber, near the maid's quarters. It's between the palace below the crone and the tower. That reeking, hellish door must be hidden there.
I swear, if this is another
Of course not. I wouldn't dare threaten the security of the castle.
if there's nothing there, you'll have me to answer to.
I'm sure you'll find something. I'd get my weapon ready if I were you.
If this is another joke, you'll really piss me off.
Yeah, what he said. All right, what does it say? Let's see. I gave the blacksmith a thorough tongue lashing. Hopefully he won't make fun of me anymore. This is the second time the fella fooled me. I hope he will tell me the truth. The third time around, the devils are said to have taken up residence in the palace under the crone and conjured up a door near the woman's chamber. Hope I can overpower them. Alright, so let's go that way then. And can I get a bath? Because like my clothes are all kinds of dirty. I'm gonna buy chicken for Mutt and 2 of those. No, I want to...
Let's talk about... Here.
Well. I'm glad you found what you needed, sir. You're up bright and early today. What would you like?
I need a bath.
Certainly. My bag.
Prepare me a hot...
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll gladly...
You certainly...
Good morning, Bath.
I hope you enjoyed your stay. You're always welcome here.
Alright, let's see if we can find these so-called demons. Bertha.
I came to tell you I took care of all the fireplaces in the palace under the maiden. The demons should be gone now.
Thank you. But they'll be back next year, you'll see.
I reckon someone will handle it if they do. I came to tell you I found Nickvard.
Will he come and pick up his medicine?
He won't need it anymore. He's dead.
My God! It must have been something more serious than indigestion, then. Demons?
No. He just overestimated his strength.
How sad. But thanks for telling me. I'll pray for his soul.
Alrighty. Alright, should be on this level.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings.
Nothing.
Hey?
Alright, so it says down now. Let's see what he says about Nigvard.
I came to tell you I managed to find Nigvard.
Where did that madman wander off to this time?
He's dead. I found him lying below the privy outside Trosky Castle. Poisoned, exhausted, or both. Hard to say.
My God! Nick, you fool! Did you report it to the Chamberlain?
Yes, I've already told him.
That's good. Thank you. What about that book?
Wasn't there.
With regard to that book,
You know what? I couldn't care less about that blasted book. That cursed tome. I'll actually be glad if I never get my hands on it. Forgive me.
Sounds good to me. Know anything about these so-called demons?
I hear there are demons causing trouble at the castle again.
Again, is anyone sprinkling yet?
Aye. Me.
That's the only thing that works.
What do you think of all this?
Occasionally, I hear the servants telling stories that sound like they're taken straight out of a Cistercian penitential. Even Gregory the Great, Gregory of Tours, Caesarius of Heisterbach, or Jacobus de Vorgine all share a similar view of unholy forces. The devil, as the enemy of both God and man, makes every effort to seduce the soul onto the road to hell, and to harm people however he can. How do you imagine the forces of evil?
Let's see. Like your mom.
Like a horrible serpent that'll wrap its tail around you and suck out your soul.
An interesting fantasy, almost Hungarian in nature. King Sigismund would be pleased. Anything else?
What can you teach me?
What is this about?
What is this about? They also reduced the cost of these. I'm not really... Like, I'm almost max level, so I'm not going to do that. No point. Alright, what can I find in here? I think I already opened this once, but I'll just do it again. This is it, isn't it? I'm gonna have to kill Osina.
Of course. Another privy. That's enough of that.
Alright, Osina. It's time you met my my two friends, Lefty and Righty.
My respect.
Blacksmith?
Let me guess. You didn't find any demons?
I'm done looking for them.
There's no need to anyway. You made so much noise the demons all crawled back underground. Christ. To think I'd find a moron who'd buy it 3 times in a row. 3 times!
So you were just wasting my time?
Not at all. Next time your belly starts rumbling, you'll know exactly where to go.
I feel like I've been possessed by a demon, and it's driving me to kick your arse.
Have you lost your sense of humour as well as your sense of smell? Try me, lad. You'll be leaving this castle on a stretcher.
Let's do it.
We'll see about that. Nobody makes fun of me.
You're just a whiny, humourless little weakling. And soon enough, you'll have a busted lip. You're in for an arse-kicking, you piece of... Why did you do that? Enough! I give up!
Have you had enough?
All right, enough!
I've got half a mind to shove your face in all three of those, but I reckon this'll do.
Aye, I've had enough.
See you soon, my friend.
Good boy, Mutt. Mutt.
Come here, boy.
Alright, what does the log say? The blacksmith swore he knew about the devil's hiding places, but he sent me to castle garderobes twice, and the third time in the palace under the crone I found, of course, another toilet. Didn't find any devils in the castle, but I know all the places where you can take a poo. I am not certain such knowledge will be of any use to me. Yeah, I can't even sit on those. I did everything I had to do. I'm sure the Chamberlain will be glad to hear that the fiend situation isn't so serious after all. Alright, that would be, what, H?
Christ, pardon.
In here, right? Yes, sir.
I took care of those demons. They shouldn't be a problem anymore. I've still got chills down my spine thinking about those screams.
Hopefully things will quieten down again for a while. Most importantly...
I decided to help Osina as well. I can still smell that stench everywhere.
He got you too, did he? He tries that prank on all the newcomers to the castle.
You knew? Why didn't you warn me?
I wouldn't want to spoil his fun.
Anyway, the job is done.
Trosky Castle, held by Sir Otto von Berghoff, Lord of Berlin, Royal Chamberlain of the Kingdom of Bohemia, Chairman of the Provincial Court, Member of the Crown Council, Magistrate of the Peace, Burgrave of Prague, thanks you.
I didn't fight Lucifer like Sir Otto, but even so, the demons should leave you alone. I'm glad I could help.
And I'm glad that all I have left to deal with this month is fixing the stairs, the sedilia, and checking all the chimneys.
You've got a lot to do.
There's always something to do at a big castle like this. Also, don't think you can continue to move freely about the castle. You are hereby stripped of that privilege. Nevertheless, since the minions of hell didn't reach the castle's coffer, nor did they cut into our profits, you deserve a reward.
Very nice. All right. So 55 groschen, couple cups, water for the Trosky devils has been parted with, and a couple levels of survival or something. I don't know what this is, but let's do it.
While exploring the region, I came across several graves of your men.
That's probably the ones I dug up.
Thomas and his men were not the only ones not to return. At least we know what happened to them. Here, something for your trouble. God be with you.
All right, cool. Let's see about this one. I need to deliver this book to Kreyzl, so let's go do that. Since we finally got it and finished the wild demon chase. Leave Hans.
God be with you.
What?
All right. You caught me. I surrender.
Yeah, here you are. You've been loitering around where you don't think we're... You've been accused. You'll pay a fine, and if I...
Wait a moment. Sure, I just wanted to borrow it for it.
That's not how it works. But fine, if you... But don't do anything like that again.
I mean, I didn't do anything. It's my reputation now. $54. Everyone else likes me though. All right, Pebbles. First time we're leaving this castle in a while. Let's get all the way out here to Lower Samine Mill. Yeah, let's stop.
Did you hear about what happened at the big wheel?
At the mill?
God be with you, good...
Where are you from? And where are you headed?
We're going where hard-working stonemasons get paid for a job well done, of course.
I should think business is brisk for you right now, isn't it?
Indeed it is. We're on our way to Colleen right now. What with the lords picking on each other again, the aldermen are worried that if Sigismund so much as farts, their walls will be blown away.
Oh, all right. I see at least some are profiting from this war.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about the fear. Only yesterday we got jumped on the way, but the stupid bastards didn't know who they were up against.
What's your name? I'm Henry, and I'm in my lord's service.
What a coincidence. We had a Henry who used to work with us too, but at the church in Brownhow, a stone block fell on him. He died on the spot. By the way, I'm Cuba, but they call me Ballman.
Ballman? You must have lost a lot of weight then. Or maybe you're a good dancer?
Wrong on both counts, lad. I used to dress stone as shot for catapult, see? Did it so long I could hardly cut a right angle after.
You were ambushed by bandits?
Aye, but I'm telling you, they were just a bunch of thugs. Too bad about my bag, though. I had a nice shirt from my old woman in it. But what the hell? What's done is done.
Be glad they didn't catch you knee-deep and bare-assed in a pond. Now that's a story I could tell. So, fancy a game of dice? If you've anything left to bet, that is.
No worries on that score, my friend. I'll be more than glad to win back what that scum robbed me of last night. What game would you like to play?
Bloody dice.
Masters.
Let's play.
See what we can do. Alright, so weighted die. Throws ones, wagoners. Twos and threes. Alright, I don't want twos. Shrinking. 1 or a 6. Favorable. 1s and 5s. Let's see. Still tumbles honest light. So it just has a 6 is random, or the devil's head lets you be anything. Let's see. I got 2 up. Let's throw 3 of those, and we'll do the devil's head. See what goes with that.
We'll see whose side luck is on today.
Not a great start. But that'll work.
Here. Alright, that'll do. Well, fuck me!
Excuse you, sir. We don't tolerate that kind of language around here. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Nothing.
Well, you're not afraid of anything. Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything.
A wise person once told me, don't take diet advice from fat people. And don't take gambling advice from broke people.
That's as far as I go. It's yours.
So a 3, a 3, and a 3. 1 and a 5. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's a good round.
Damn, what's this?
Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a game.
Kurva! Why do I even play?
Don't know. Why do you
Don't
even
be a
play?
Coward.
Where's my horse? Right behind me, as always. Alright, off to the miller. See how many more times we get stopped on the way. Oh, none. We made it.
You're always welcome here, noble sir.
Well, yeah. Kreyzl.
Greetings, my friend.
Wow, there's a lot. Let's see. I got your
I
book.
have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinek has nothing on you.
I had
That's
a peek
faint
inside.
praise.
The pictures are nice, but what do you want to learn from them?
You'll find out soon enough. Show me that miraculous thing. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertolt? Oh, God damn it, Kreyzl, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the Lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time.
All right, so we got lots of level or experience off of that, but the levels weren't perk levels, so that's fine. So our journal says, returned to Kreyzl with a book and gave it to him. The miller wants me to join him in the lair. He says he'll tell me what all this effort was for. I'm on tenterhooks. I changed that setting, didn't I? I was really hoping this patch would fix the road magnetism. Like, I want to be able to turn it on and off. But I still want to be able to manually say, follow the road.
What'll happen now?
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Kreyzl, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
I'm robbed myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think he's going to kill me. That would be very difficult. And he's going to give me another job.
Like always. You'll send me off somewhere to look for something, and you'll have a fancy speech to go with it.
He knows you now as well as we do, Miller.
I do tend to do that, true enough. But no, today things will be different. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
Never mind him. Speak.
All right, then. This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different than it actually was.
The miller here calls it tackets.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
Yeah, so saltpeter, sulfur, you're making guns.
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, he's pretty spot on. although weapons were our last order of business. Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. And my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
Oh, man.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And, of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean thievery?
Oh, come on. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
What did your parents say when you returned from your studies?
My mother had already passed away. All my father said was, "I knew you'd be back." And he sent me to haul sacks of flour. I think in the end he was glad to have someone to take over the mill from him. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
So I was right. You're making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinek did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Berthold, and that he even started writing a book called
Feuerwerkbuch.
We can believe our luck when we found out there's a copy of it right here at Trosky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Berthold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Berthold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Before we get started...
Okay.
This book, Feuerwerkbuch, what's written in it?
everything you'd want to know about black powder. How to mix it in a proper ratio, how to store it, how to light it properly, and especially how to use it in warfare, because that's the most important part, after all.
Do you really need that much saltpeter?
We do. Saltpeter makes up almost 3/4 of the mixture. Not even all the cows in the region could produce enough for us once we really get started with manufacturing.
What is it you're going to do with this powder?
During wartime, like it is now, a flammable and explosive mixture like this has more uses than you can imagine. If we had a few big barrels of the stuff, we could demolish Trosky if we wanted to. And maybe we will.
All of us here are truly passionate about the idea of a new world. And now it's within our grasp.
What is it you studied at the university?
I was supposed to become a preacher.
That fits you. Maybe you'd even be a good preacher.
Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't.
God has a path prepared for each of us. And each of us here decided not to follow it.
I was supposed to be a dyer, but I was too lazy to work 6 days a week and soak my hands in lye.
I was supposed to become a nun, but I didn't want to give up the booze and fellas.
And I've already told you everything. The world is what you make it.
How did a scholar and an alchemist become a thief?
Prague is a big city, and a poor student has no chance of getting a decent place to sleep or even something to eat. Learning to shop with 5 fingers was the first requirement for survival. We're all masters of our own destiny.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Last preparations are taking place before the grand revelation. Hopefully Pebbles will be out of the way. Guys, get back. Probably want to get back. Definitely want to get back. Yeah, cover your ears. If that's a whole keg of black powder, this is going to be a huge explosion. The mouse.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
I go back to breaking nicer off the walls of a sty instead of mixing this stuff.
As long as you listen to me and keep the proportions right, you won't fuck it up.
White ash.
Actually listen to you if my ears ever stop ringing.
Kreyzl?
We're filthy. Oh, man. Let's end and see what's going on. Bonnie.
Black powder? I'd never have expected that from Kreyzl.
Imagine, that monarch of ours is half deaf.
That dog of yours? What does that have to do with the gunpowder magazine?
Just that I was wondering that the explosions didn't bother him at all. At least he won't suffer here. And now I'm not surprised he was so unhappy with that bastard Vesarek. Hey, how did you know what we were actually doing?
I didn't exactly.
But you said weapons. How did you find out? Did we let it slip somehow?
The book. It was clear to me the moment I saw that book. I figured the illustrations were about either painting the walls with something to make them invisible, or demolishing them with some kind of flames.
Whew! That means it's all on Kreyzl, and I played my role properly. Anyway, you did a damn fine job. You deserve a nickname from me, like I promised. We're going to call you Sourdough.
Sourdough?
Well, when you came here, you were kind of unrefined, grey, nothing much. But as you gained experience, you rose and rose until you've risen into a companion we need not be ashamed of. Take care then, Sourdough, and come back and visit sometime.
Okay. All right.
You really led me on about the gunpowder magazine, didn't you? A golem made of dough, souls inside saltpeter, the secrets of light and shadow. That was all just empty talk, wasn't it?
Not exactly. It's all based on the real philosophy of the Jewish Kabbalah. I studied the writings of Bonaventura and Dietrich von Freiburg, but it was never in my interest to put their theories into practice. But they work brilliantly as a cover-up, don't you think?
I really thought you'd have a golem made from dough walking around the mill, or that I could become invisible.
Ah, but black powder is no less a miraculous creation.
So for the last time, Kreyzl, what now?
I'll do what I promised, and what will most likely be my fate. I'm going to gather together all the knowledge I've acquired and finish Black Berthold's book. I'll finish his opus.
Uh-huh. And what about me?
That's up to you, Henry. You're a free man. Erazim has no hold over you, and never did. You know, the inevitability of God's plan takes no interest in people like you and me. We'll always be little people, beneath it all.
That sounds somehow hopeful in a peculiar way, I'd say. Now I'm even happier about the great thing we've accomplished here.
The ideal conclusion, I'd say. Maybe it's time to carry sacks at a different mill. But if you're still interested in learning a bit more, drawing from the well of alchemical knowledge...
I know where to find you.
Indeed.
I stink too. Look at that. So the fun part is, if you've ever gone shooting, you know that the smell of the gunpowder, the burnt powder, can kind of linger on your hands, and it's definitely something you'll remember. Undaunted Cavalier. Guess my charisma went up. Alright, what's our journal saying? Done. And that was the Opus Magnum. Miller wanted me to join him in the Lair. He was supposed to tell me what all this effort was for, and he did. Thus, whole time I've been involved in the preparation of black powder. We tried it out, and it was such an explosion that it knocked over an entire tree. My mission ended with a bang. Lower Samine has an interesting future in store. And can I go in there now?
This horse wasn't cheap, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. It was free. What do you have to say, Zinek?
Black powder? Well, now.
You didn't expect that, eh?
I'm not so stupid that I wouldn't realise you're not just milling wheat here.
Bollocks! But it is true, you did guess right that we was making weapons. Anyways, I hope the miller gives us a bit of extra coin now things has finally worked out.
Ah, in the worst case, you can go back to licking the walls of pigsties.
But next time you'll be coming with me. Farewell, good sir.
Oh, I have an alchemy bench here. Sweet. Do I have a bed here? Oh, a double alchemy bench. Look at that. What all we got in here? Little mortar or mill for making flour. A hand. Or cornmeal. Probably shouldn't stand on the fire. I could sit. That's something. It looks like, what is it? The Nern root from Skyrim?
You silly doggy.
You silly doggy.
I'd like to learn.
And what would you like?
No, I'm good. Alright, well, I think we'll call it an episode here, and it's a good point. And considering that I don't have any other real side quests, guess it's time to go with Hans to Nabokov. So we will pick that up next time. So until then, be good.